For anyone who's watched Zankyou no Terror, there's this one scene in episode 4 where these cops are trying to solve this riddle to stop this terrorist plot. And you know, it's a serious threat where we're all wondering whether they're going to be able to figure this out. They're having this, you know, very serious conversation. Then out of nowhere, we're greeted with the shot of the most aesthetic looking bowl of ramen I've ever seen. It was like if Kate Upton, Emma Watson and Scarlett Johansson had a threesome. And that threesome was this bowl of ramen. That's the kind of sex appeal we're talking about. I fucking fell in love. And that was it. It lasted for like 2 seconds, then right after we go back to this terrorist plot I couldn't give a shit about now, because how can anything top this exquisite, luscious, crowning jewel of noodle soup? So here I am, still thinking about it years later, so I guess we're gonna make a video about food in anime. Food in anime is just this peculiar thing I've noticed, because it hardly ever looks bad. Like, not saying real food can't look sexy as fuck either, but you can take the most mundane of dishes in the real world, transport it to the anime world, and it would be like, at least an 8 out of 10 would bang. I mean shit, if there was an isekai show where a ham sandwich was the main character, you'd have the scene where it's this skinny, malnourished, single slice, not even buttered sandwich in the real world, then it's transported to the anime world and suddenly it's the fucking bee's knees of ham sandwiches. You know, thick slices of honey smoked premium ham with crisp iceberg lettuce, sweet refreshing tomatoes, in between freshly baked gourmet multi-grain bread. The 6-inch Subway tsundere takes a look and falls in love. It has its harem posse following it everywhere. Even the little sister tuna sandwich is just like, Oni-chan daisuki! I had no idea where I was going with that analogy. Let's start with the obvious topic, food anime. If you want some quick, cheap, down and dirty, good old-fashioned food porn, there are plenty of anime to choose from. You want food anime? There's like one every season for all the cuisines you could ever think of. You want to see amazing, non-existent food be described to you? You watch Toriko. You want to see a girl who loves ramen noodles? Well, how about Koizumi-san loves ramen noodles? You want to watch food that makes girls realize their hips are moving on their own? You watch hentai like any normal person. But here you get exactly what it says on the tin. You watch food anime because you want to see food. Fucking shocker, I know. And on the Gordon Ramsay approved scale, something like Shokugeki is the Sword Art Online of basic entry-level anime food appreciation. You know, this dish has been tossed around so much, even your mum's had a go. Speaking of which, love or hate SAO, here's a prime example of an average show which for whatever reason has delicious looking food. I mean, bang on Asuna all you want, but she knew that to be the winning girl, she needed to max out her sandwich making skill tree. As every woman should. And that leads nicely to what I really want to talk about. Food in non-food anime. Food looks good in anime, regardless of the focus, and this is what gets me. Where the food isn't even the main focus, but it's just cucking us by being there. The biggest offenders that come to mind are Makoto Shinkai's works and Ghibli films. Shinkai is already well known for his skill of being able to make scenes that look more aesthetic than life, and his food is no exception. This omelette looks more attractive than I ever will. And I'm not even mad. But it's not just in the final product, it's in the preparation as well. I've never seen someone who so perfectly mastered the art of animating foods being cut. Because in most anime, they try to show the skill of the chef by having them cut things as fast as possible, like... But in Shinkai's stuff, it's so clean, crisp, and precise, and it's just fucking mesmerizing. Like, let's make these scenes the new 24/7 lo-fi hip-hop beat streams, and maybe these poor anime girls can finally finish their homework. But Ghibli are the king of having memorable food scenes that stick in our minds, even though the films have nothing to do with food. We all saw the buffet scene in Spirited Away and thought, yeah, you know what, if that shit was in front of me, I'd probably turn into a pig too, and it'd be totally worth it. The breakfast scene. The breakfast scene from Howl's Moving Castle. Look at these clean eggs. Look at this thick bacon. Tell me how this isn't its own ASMR experience. These are what always stick with me, because unlike with food anime, you're just not expecting it. Plus, sometimes food anime just exaggerates things a bit too much that I can't relate to it anymore. You know, I can't ever say my clothes have ever been blown off when having a good meal, and if someone started coming every time we get some nuggets at Mackie D's, I'd probably think they were a bit weird. This though, these scenes in non-food related anime, the tears of joy you have when you have that perfect meal, this is the real shit. This is the stuff I relate to. This is a fat kebab at 3 AM after a night out with the lads. This is an extra large cheese-crusted Papa John's after having one too many brownies in Amsterdam. This is umami. The next thing I want to touch on is these times when I'd see a dish in an anime and I'd have an incredible craving to try it, even if I'd never heard of it before, and don't lie, I know you have as well. I think the scene that sticks out to me, as it's the first time it happened, was from Great Teacher Onizuka. There's a scene where they're just eating sushi, and somehow in this ugly ass looking show, the sushi still looks bloody exquisite. Now in this scene, they're bigging up this fatty tuna, and the 15-year-old uncultured, didn't even like sushi at the time, Gigguk, had never heard of fatty tuna before. So I start playing all these tuna related questions in my head. What the hell is fatty tuna? Did they force feed this tuna or something? Did they have morbidly obese tuna? Kind of chubby tuna? Body positive tuna? I don't fucking know. But right then I said to myself that I need to try this sometime in my life, and that started my journey of wanting to eat dishes just cause it was in an anime. You got your Mabo tofus from Angel Beats, pork bowl cutlets from Yuri on Ice, ramen, so much bloody ramen everywhere. And whenever you see it, there's always that scene where they lift the noodles up and it's just hanging on the chopsticks and you're just like, calm down, boner. It's not real. Then we have the food we're all familiar with. You have your pizzas, your burgers.
Now that's a tasty burger.
You like sugary sweets? Well, here are all the sugary sweets you could ever hope for. Not sweet enough? Well, here's an adorable maid lolly eating sugary sweets. Is that sweet enough? Oh, you have diabetes now? Fuck you! I also want to dedicate a quick section on how perfect bento boxes always look. I mean, some of this stuff is like a bloody art form, but maybe I'm just salty at how bento boxes in real life are infinitely superior to any lunch boxes I got as a kid. See, all I had was your basic ham and cheese sandwich, cheese and onion Walker's crisps, you know, generously packaged with 80% air, a banana, and if my mum was feeling super spicy, a penguin chocolate bar. And here anime lunches are with its 17-course 3-layer gourmet meal box, because every anime girl turns into Gordon Ramsay when cooking lunches. And don't get me started on their school dinners. I mean, look at this. This dinner is more stacked than Elon Musk's bank account. Did you do this, Jamie Oliver? Finally, I wanted to dedicate a section about eggs. Out of all the different dishes and ingredients to be portrayed in anime, eggs for some reason get the most premier treatment. I mean, it's an egg. It's just one of the most basic ingredients. Oh, son of a... But I never looked at it like it's this sexy ingredient. Until I watched anime. Watching eggs in anime is like one of the most erotic experiences you can have. We normally associate jiggle physics with breasts, and you know, sometimes they can malfunction, but with eggs, it's always 100% spot on. Fried eggs, omu rice, even raw eggs somehow look appetizing, and no matter how hard you try to recreate it, it just looks awful. It's umami! Fuck, if anime eggs had an Instagram, it'd probably have more followers than me. Which wouldn't be that hard, actually. Follow me on Instagram at GiggukAZ. Overall, food in anime is just one of those small, insignificant things that's actually affected me and caused me to seek something out. There are a lot of dishes I never would have tried or even have wanted to try if I never saw them in an anime, and if that makes me an easily impressionable weeb shit, well, blame anime for making them always look so damn delicious. And maybe not everyone's as passionate about food in anime as I am, but you know what? There's one thing I wanted to say.
It's a piece of cake and